room to get it off.
Got it.
And Cronulla win it. Daniel Atkinson, the hero. Cronulla solidify their spot in the top four. Full time here.
Welcome to Thursday Lines. I'm your host, Scoot. Can't wait for this week's AFL and NRL action, and who better to join me than Nick Tedeschi out of Orange off the back of the Hall of Fame night. He'd be a bit groggy. He would have had a couple of beers, a couple of sherbets, a couple of red wines on the couch.
In true rugby league tradition, of course I did. No, it was great. I was not expecting the panel to make such a mature, stately decision as going Ron Coote. I thought it should have been 100% the next to them all. I thought recency bias seemed to have taken over fully fledged with the induction of the Hall of Fame guys, with generations seemingly skipped over. But with the Darren Lockyer winning big favourite, and there's a lot of talk Cam Smith to get it. Cam Smith is 100% a lock to be an immortal in the near future. Lockie's pretty close to that as well, but Ron Coote's missed out time and time again. Well deserved, and great to see him named the floor into more.
What about UMG? This immortal business. Does it even come onto your radar? And welcome to the show.
Thanks, Scooty. Yeah, no, it's as I was saying before the show to Toprope, put on a great night, and it's good to watch. I'm an NRL fan. I don't pot other sports like the great man Toprope, but yeah, I was just asking the question of why they do so well in NRL, yet they balls up the Dally M. So it's just it's on.
Infuriating, MJ. Infuriating. It's infuriating.
Yeah. No, it was a good night, and didn't know too much about Ron Coote, but yeah, they put it together well. And geez, 6 flags from 9 grand finals is a fair record, would have thought.
Outstanding.
Four Player of the Year awards during his run as well. Won 3 World Cups for Australia, captain the 1970 World Cup team. So plenty of things. That also was named in the Team of the Century in 2008. One of only 13 men named there, and one of the very few people who was named to both the Roosters and Rabbitohs Team of the Century, not only because those two hate each other, but to be named for 2 foundation clubs who have survived over 100 years and naming both their greatest sides is a real testament to them.
And he's in the Rhyming Slang Hall of Fame, old Ronnie Coote, and you might get one tonight, Mr. Tedeschi.
Unlikely tonight, I'll be out of town, but it's it'd be rude for all rugby league loving fans and their significant others not to engage as a tribute to the great man.
Well said. Speaking of engaging, Storm engaged heavily with the Panthers and pulled their pants down. Nathan Cleary, injury, it was bloody. Big Nelson knocked out Munster inadvertently. There was some bunker chaos. The game had it all. It was beautiful. It was Thursday night. Wakey AFL land. You got to fix it next year. We need AFL and NRL both on Thursday nights in case we get a dead rubber, but dead rubber it wasn't. Panthers season in tatters now, or they'll regain Cleary just in time?
No, Nathan Cleary's fine. So Nathan Cleary could chance to play next week. So this turned out to be just a stinger. So the precaution could have played this week. So no long-term concerns there. They're throwing away the chance at the minor premiership, but that's never really something that's bothered them a lot. Good win from the Storm, but certainly helped by the refereeing. First try was an absolute disgrace to be awarded based on every precedent that was set this year. It was a bad read by and in common sense land, of course it should have been a try. But every precedent's been set this year, that player being taken out on the inside has been called back. So very, very poor refereeing there, and some other good dubious calls that probably went against Penrith, but fair play to the Storm. They took advantage of the opportunities and got the 2 points. So secured the minor premiership and up and about. I still got a few question marks in the fall. I thought they were given a fair leg up last week. And I think if these two meet again in the finals in Sydney, the Panthers will be starting to be a big favourite.
It's Munster or nothing. The difference he makes the side's quite remarkable. And someone was trying to declare me, not that you can really bet on it, but Jerome Hughes is the Dally M winner. Is that right?
He'd be the massive favourite at the moment. He has been outstanding all year. So it'll be an absolute joke if he doesn't win it, because he is the most deserving player by a country mile.
Yeah, outstanding stuff. Manly got the job done. Roosters got the job done. Your Bulldogs got the job done. And Cronulla found a way as well. So much the same in NRL land. Fair bit happening in AFL world. Sad news, Sam Landsberger tragically killed on Tuesday morning. Young journalist, only 35. He'd been around for a very long time. I remember bumping paths with him, must be nearly a decade or 7 years ago. Great fella and one of the good guy journalists out there. So condolences to all the people in the AFL media world, obviously friends and family, and that's just a horrible circumstance. So thoughts with everyone getting through that tragedy. But just a real shocker, and he'll be sorely missed, no doubt. MG, AFL, Flaghawks continue, which is good to see. We've locked up the position. That's probably the most important thing. We're the hottest team in the competition. And there was a couple of sick and sorry stories. After Pinstripe got cannoned into Jimmy the Bear on Saturday, I took the missus out for dinner just to try and get over the horrific day of seconds and bad placings that I copped and bad VAR. And I checked the scores. Brisbane 40-6, the Lions. So the second leg of a multi that I declared on the show last week. Thought I was a genius. And lucky I'd already paid the bill because I was very sick after I saw Collingwood upset Brisbane from nowhere. And then I was equally sick when I doubled down on Sunday and tried to get the West Coast Eagles home, thinking that was free money. And old Cripsy just carried him one out. And you got a bit of a theory with the West Coast Eagles. You reckon they didn't turn up?
It it reminded me of the early 90s, Scoot, when they were in free fall. Loved playing for their end of season trips by just pulling up on a game. So that was, it was, I mean, what a year the bookies are having, Scoot. You know, I think percentage-wise, this is the best year that they've had this century as an AFL bookie. Favourites are running at 59% on the year. So normally 70 is about a pass mark.
Wow.
A couple of percent either way. So, to be in the 50s, you won't see that too often. And, it's 4 upsets. And the West Coast Carlton game, we were talking, I think, yesterday, Scoot, with, the week before when they put up prices, Carlton were -17 and -20, and then West Coast ended up going all the way to favourites at 3 and 4 points. And, had something back on Carlton right at the death. But, what a betting game that is. And then Carlton to come out and absolutely destroy that. It just looked like, West Coast might have pulled up stumps and, put a bit extra behind the bar tab, Scoot, a couple of places you travel overseas towards the end of the year, I would have thought.
They couldn't be as low as throwing a game so Fremantle missed the finals or a bigger chance.
I think that had a lot to do with it.
That surely couldn't be the case, but I absolutely love the angle, and now Freo are in absolute all sorts, and from nowhere, Carlton is sort of right back into the mix, if they've got any players left to come back into the finals campaign. But wow, it's definitely thrown things on its head. But some pretty quality games last week, so it's shaping as an absolute ripper of a finals series. Fair bit of controversy in the tennis at the moment. Yannick Sinner has been found to have a positive swab with some massage cream from his physiotherapist that swabbed. What do you think about that one, Toprope? Is that a plausible story? Do you think the old steroid cream rubbed into the back of the thighs as a way to go positive in a swab? Are you into massages?
No, not a massage guy. Not a massage guy in the slightest. Don't really like particularly in the neck area being touched. So I'm going to say complete another fabrication, that one. Also, why do tennis players need steroids? I just trot around and hitting the ball. Instead of get over the top.
MG, you used to trade a lot of tennis. What do you think of this scuttlebutt?
Yeah, I think it's been blown out of proportions in terms of how much they're talking about in his system as well. So, I love your old mate, the ex-tennis player, Kyrgios, loves getting his head around, talking smack to other players when, clearly wasn't around the facts that he forgot to put in as well. But, I don't think, I think it's done more damage to him mentally, Sinner. Pulled out of the Olympics because of it. So it's obviously weighed heavy on him for him to have the year he's had and still be number one. But, in terms of, if you're going to do it and find it in your system, Scoot, you may as well be souped up, I would have thought, not not have a 1/1000th of a trace fair income.
Yeah, it sounds pretty laughable, the level of it. But, yeah, that was a little strange angle. Maybe he's just trying to stay relevant, Nick Kyrgios. But, yeah, he's been scathing and just piling on anyone on Twitter that wants to go toe-to-toe. So he must have a lot of time on his hands, Nick Kyrgios, because he keeps on going on with it. AFL Premiership prices. Let's have a quick look at this, courtesy of Top Sport, our major sponsor here. And the Swans are the favourite here. $3.70. GWS Giants are the big mover over the past month into $4.80 now. Port Adelaide Power $6. The Lions are $7 after their hiccup against Collingwood. The Cats are $8.50. Hawks are into $10. And Western Bulldogs also on that quote. And you can get a pretty big price about the Blues or the Dockers if you like them. It's going to be hard to see, I guess, anyone sort of fall out of that sort of top 4 position. It always stacks up that way, but it's looking like an even competition. But the Brownlow medal's been the other interesting one. Cripps is now into a $2.45 favourite. I think it was $2.75 yesterday at some places. And then Tricky Nicky Dacos, $3.90. Lockie Neal, $7.50. The Bont, $8.50. Caleb Sarong, $18. And you got Merritt Green, Trelaw, Goulden further down the list. But no one really saw that one coming with Paddy Cripps sort of one man versus West Coast, but holy heck, MG, is it enough to get him over the line, perhaps?
Yeah, I think he responded serve. Speaking of about the tennis terminology there, Scoot, Dacos came out and put up a decent effort on the game before, and then, yeah, Cripps knows, well, I think in ratings, I think Dacos is the only one that could have catched Cripps, and Cripps come out and extinguish it. So I think once he gets through this week, all things being equal, unless Cripps misses and Dacos threes, but even if that happens, I think Cripps has got the job done from here, and I think, if he gets through this week, all things being equal, he'll start in the red. I think he's had too good a year, and I think you'll see the prices of, even Neil Bont and everything, they'll become double figures next week, and you can have the rest. So, yeah, I think this is going to be a fairly one-sided Brownlow, it looks like to me, Scoot. And I think hopefully Cripps will get the job done. We've got some good prices throughout the year, so hopefully now it'll just the umpires won't stuff it up too much and we'll get the chocolates.
And I think I've said it. I nearly say it every week, but the umpires are absolutely sleeping with Paddy Cripps. So he's an absolute known polar, over poles when he has probably got 20 possessions, kick one snag, but they will not miss him whatsoever. So
just go with it, Scoot. Don't fight the current, mate. Go with.
Oh, well, if I jump into the current, it's going to pull up, so it'll be head first into the damn wall. I can stop anything. Didn't you watch the Brisbane Lions Collingwood game? I stopped them, pinstripe, stopped it, and I can tell you, there was a horse up at Mildura or Swan Hill on Saturday. Go have a look at Will Gordon's ride on that. I stopped it as well, so I can stop anything. You just let me know what you need stopped.
Oh, we'll jump on Dacos this week then.
I can, he'll get rubbed out. NRL Premiership prices. This one's a bit of a snooze fest. Panthers $3.30, Storm $3.50, Roosters $3.80. Looks a bit short there. Bulldogs $9, Sharks $13, Sea Eagles $15. Mr. Tedeschi thinks that the Panthers can turn it around if it's Penrith versus Storm in the big dance. Any comment there, or are you happy to push through?
I pushed Roosters to a Penrith as the clear pick of those top 3. I'm surprised that it's such a low price. Obviously, that's a reflection of theory. I don't think people have full grasp of how little concern the injury will be. I value there as Canterbury. Especially if they can sneak in the 4th spot, they can get a very nice run in. So, they don't have to bet Penrith or Melbourne along the way, which is a tough ask, but they're not the best defence in the competition. So, well worth a little nibbles out the $9 line.
All right, let's have a look at MG last week. 8 wins, 7 losses, 39 units. So plenty of chips on the table there. It was topsy-turvy results, minus 3.68 units, lost 9%, but you're still 15 units in front overall at 3%. And then Toprope, you've hit the skids a little bit here.
The skids, I've come tumbling off the road. I'm going off the cliff. I'm an absolute Tigerwood freefall right now.
Holy shit, no wins, 6 losses last week, 15 units, 100% minus pot, and languishing at 26 unit profit for the year at 6%. You did hit a peak of over 50 units, so might have to give you a bit of a pep talk, Ricky Stewart-esque, and get you over the line. But enough about that, and let's look at this week and try and find everyone a winner. It's Friday night footy first. I love how MG just trolls you here by putting the Friday AFL game on
don't think
always.
it doesn't go on list, I don't think every week I hear this to go. You realise Thursday before Friday.
It is a beauty. Oh, Collingwood 167, the D's 220 on Friday night at 7:40 at the MCG, Australia's premier sports ground. 6.5 the line and 168.5 the total. Just in from 169.5 as you can see on the screen. Collingwood, something to play for, perhaps. MG, mathematically, can they fall in if everyone else falls over?
No.
This will be dead rubber then.
No, yeah, dead rubber, dead match. Unfortunately,
percentage.
Not a great start for the floating draw for the AFL scheduling, but MCG. It'd be interesting to see what kind of crowd they get. Chance for some showers forecast, whether they arrive. Rain never really arrives in Melbourne too often, Scoop. But unfortunately, a dead game. They both look like they're going to play decent things, but I'm not sure what they get out of it. I think the market's kind of come up right around Collingwood, about a goal favourite. Be a difficult match to bet in, but probably going to target the total here, Scoot. Just see how the day pans out with if the rain comes in or not. But stat wise, looking for the under here, Scoot. Open 170. It's only dropped a point. But if any rain comes around, I just think be disinterested. I don't think the scoring will be high value. And Melbourne's record at the MCG, the last 11, 10 of them have gone under. So they might just play a bit of a defensive game. When they both played not so long ago in round 13, Collingwood absolutely pantsed by 38 points, but the total was 140. So we'll take a line through that, Scoot. And I think there'll be money for the under and probably just stay out of the overall match, I think.
You got bigger pills than me. I thought it might go the other way. No tackles, everyone thinking about Barley or the off-season. And their last round after being a dead rubber. So balls of steel, but the bet is under, and that's where the market's going. So 169 down to 168.5 at Top Sport, and MG likes that play on through his stats lens. Let's talk about Thursday and the second premier game in Australia, which is Rugby League. $1.17 Manly, West Tigers $5, 14.5 the line, nibble for the plus at Top Sport here, and 53.5 the total. Manly, all the rage.
Yeah, let's get back in that time machine. We're back in time and we'll just zigzag all throughout the podcast, shall we? Manly certainly dominated this game. They've won the last 6. They've scored 30 plus and 5 of the last 6, being those blocks 14 plus. But basically, this one is Manly being oversubscribed. The line is too big. I'll be backing the Tigers, and I'll be steaming into the over, actually, will be the premier bet. Tigers have covered 5 of their last 6 as dog it like that. Last 4 years, they've been a double-digit dogs 3 times at the ground, covered all 3 times. Teams of conceding 10 or fewer the week prior, covered 58%. Manly covered just 5 of the last 6 and it's double-digit favourite. So happy to put Manly in this one. Didn't Tigers go let it like that, but absolutely love the over here. And the key number here is home underdogs at 2 converted tries or more. The over is 72.2% in the final 6 rounds of the year. So all over the over. This one, Manly a big over team away from Brookie as a road favourite. I'll score 20 plus, but this has got overwritten all over it for 2.5 on the other.
Beautiful stuff. So 3.5 unit on your GGOA set. And you're also thinking about a same-game multi-double there with Jason Saab and Tommy Turbo. So if you're greedy like me, you could put Turbo, Saab, and then the over total all together at Top Sport, and you could get $3.90 dividend there. So,
and we get some value there, if you whip a Turbo, Saab double into the Tigers plus, as completely opposite, working against each other, you get a real nice price there.
You get $5.50.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right. Well, we could do that way as well. What if we just put the total over as well in there? $8.50 we could get.
Why don't we just do it all, Script?
A real confusing and hard cheer. It gets a bit too tricky for my simple brain. Let's have a look at Saturday's game, and it's Brisbane Lions versus Essendon at the Gabba. $1.12 Lions, $6 Bombers. Wouldn't like to see this matchup. Lions on the rebound. They'll be absolutely steaming here. 36.5 the line and 170.5 the total. MG, the weather looks pretty bloody good at Brizzy this Saturday, so Should be a good deck at least.
Yeah, the weather looks good there, Scoot. The dew. I think the dew will be okay, actually, the way the weather looks. So, not much wind around, but yeah, where do we start with this one? Brisbane, they're not in great form. Both sides have actually lost 2 straight, so there's not a lot of good winning form, and both covering at a horrendous rate. Brisbane are 2-8, and Essendon are 2-11. So with Essendon losing 5 of their last 6, their season's over. Their season was over probably a couple of weeks ago. They were just hanging on mathematically. One of the great falls again 2 years in a row. So I think they'll have their mind elsewhere, Essendon, and what better side to go up against the league points. The only concern I got here with obviously the lines moved from 34 to 36. I think it'll keep creeping up as the week goes on. I can't imagine anyone diving into Essendon unless it reaches probably about 40 this line. The only concern, I really like the over total here, Scoot, when you say it's going to be a good track with good weather. I just think, Essendon are very easy to score against, and, they're 9 of their last 11 games have gone over as well. So even though if you look at the head-to-head stats between the two, 8 of the last 9 have gone under, they have average of a high 171 in that. So being around that 170 totals, you don't need to get too much to get that over. And it'll just revolve around Brisbane's accuracy. They've already cost themselves probably 3 or 4 games this year being inaccurate. So hopefully they've found a secret, worked on it or something like that, and come out and get ready for the finals. Otherwise, they won't go too far in the finals. But yeah, I think over 170 there, Scoot, is the play in this game. I think Essendon will just be loose, and they don't tackle when they want to try. So I like Brisbane to kick plenty of points. If they kick straight, this will go over 200.
Nice angle there. And Brisbane can't get above Geelong, I wouldn't have thought, unless West Coast can pull a rabbit out of their hat and beat them down at the Canterbury. So it won't have too much of a bearing here, this outcome. But good way to play it there on the total over MG. Canterbury Bulldogs, $1.53 in New Zealand, $2.50 the Warriors, 5.5 the line, and the total over under is 43.5 at Sean Johnson Stadium.
Yeah, honouring the great man for his last game. Sean Johnson, arguably the greatest ever Warrior. Final home game this week. Love betting against teams and that. I could not be any less emotional when it comes to stuff like that. And always happy to pop the team who have been farewell to the hero. I think the market way overrates that. They've been sold out all year, so the atmosphere is going to be any greatly different. Money to the Warriors, they're 7.5. Not 7.5 and plus 5.5 here, but not super confident. Dogs are dual letdown game. They'll be up for a while, a bit banged up. Back-to-back interstate games are hard. So not declaring the Dogs here, but Canterbury are far, far better team. And I'd rather be on the minus 5.5 than the plus 5.5. Warriors have covered just 3 of 14 at Mount Smart, and 14 of 37 against top 8 teams. The Bulldogs covered 14 of the last 9. I think the market's just got them wrong. 7 of the last 9 in the state. So, better the Dogs, but better bet for me is the under. 5 of the last 6 between those two have been 36 or fewer. The under is 11 or 4 the last 15. Bulldogs, huge under team. 9-2 for double-digit win. 7-1 when they're often seeing 10 or fewer. And bottom 4 teams for a loss of 7 or more at the back of the year. Under goes 62.1%. So, fancy this one will be a bit of a tighter thing. I don't see where the Warriors score points. So, these guys met 6 weeks ago. There was 25 points in the game. So, I'm thinking it's going to be something pretty similar.
You don't see any stuff. And, I don't know. I think there's probably a couple of players ahead of Johnson. I'd say Benji Marshall, Stacey Jones, and probably one of your favourites, Sonny Bill Williams. Greatest ever player.
Two of them never played for the Warriors. So that's going to make them hard to be one of the Warriors' greatest ever players.
Yeah, New Zealand, I mean. Best Kiwi players of all time.
There's better New Zealand players historically than Sean Johnson. Warriors players, though, I don't think so. Well, Stacey Jones and Sean Johnson are the only real contenders there. But while we're on Stacey Jones, England's get right. So absolutely first. If anyone in New Zealand likes him, I hate New Zealand. That's just fact. Turkey's back in rugby league, getting the seat.
That's what I was after. I got it.
You got
it. Sunday afternoon, Carlton versus St Kilda. This is the ladder shape. $1.69 the Blues, $2.13 the Saints, 4.5 the line, 167.5 the total here. The key to this one, MG, Carlton, who can they get back to try and fight off the Saints, who are frustratingly for their supporters, have found some late season form when it's all academic. It all doesn't matter for the Saints.
Yeah, one of the worst sides to Barrack Force and Kilda. Fair dinkum. Following them, jeez. Where do we start here? I think Carlton looked cheap to me this week, Scoot. Opened -2. They have crept up to -4. Probably the expectation. Obviously, teams are going to be key here. Mackay's been the only one that's been ruled out so far, and I think there's a lot of fitness tests to go on now. How many Carlton carry in injured, or that they feel that they need to get the job done here. It's going to be interesting. But I think if Curnow looks like he's going to get over the line, Williams, so he looks like he's going to play after injuring himself. So I think they'll get 3 or 4 back. They're going to miss Mackay. If they can get Curnow back, I think that'll give them enough confidence to put enough score in, and you'll see the market, I think, continue to trend Carlton's way, especially if I think the ins that are going to come in. So happy to be on Carlton at the -2. It's moved a couple. We'll see what shakes out. But yeah, the form line doesn't read great for Carlton, even though they beat West Coast last week. West Coast are a pretty ordinary side. They've lost 5 out of the last 7, whereas, as you said, St Kilda have won the last 2 when the season's over. They play free. Who knew that they could play fast, direct and accurate football? All of a sudden their supporters get up and about when the season's over. So, yeah, why they don't implement that from game one. It'll be interesting to see how they structure up next year. But, yeah, unbelievable win against Geelong. Can't pot them for that. So we'll see if they want to go on with the job and how Carlton respond. But, yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting total in the Dome as well. Carlton have been an unbelievable over team this year, 14-8, but they've had 4 straight unders, whereas St Kilda's completely the other way, 16-6 to the under. Although the last couple of games they've shown to score some offense. 4 of the last 5 they've scored 99 or above, which is unbelievable since St Kilda. So I think they'll be scoring in this game, scooting around that 165. I think I think that's a decent bet as well. So happy to be Carlton the minus and the over points in this game.
It makes sense. Charlie's back in, as you say, that you're going to get the skates on for that line. So 2.5 to 4.5 already, suggesting they are going to get some troops back on the park. So put the chips on the table, Carlton. They got a bit of residual Hawthorn form off the last couple of weeks. I missed the trick there. That's what they had. They had the Grouse Hawks form. That's why they beat the West Coast Eagles. And they did it with their reserves team. How silly am I? But surely, either way, it's going to be entertaining. It's must-watch TV. And I'd just love to be a fly on the wall with Rossi Lyon pre-game there as well. Storm versus Dolphins on Saturday at 5:30 in the afternoon. And the Storm are $1.17 here, 5.10 the Dolphins, 14.5 the line, 52.5 the total. Toprope, how are they going to play this one? It's been a tough month for the Dolphins. Lost last week, and they're just starting to fray and fall apart as Wayne slowly makes his way out the door.
Yeah, it's all coming stuff for the Dolphins. They're now on the outside of the 8 looking in. Need to find a win or two over the last couple of weeks. Huge outsiders here. I do afford them some chances. You do imagine this would be somewhat of a letdown game for the Storm off playing Penrith, but Taylor scoring 18 plus against Penrith, 20-6 against the spread the last 4 years. So no real knock on the Storm here. I'll be having a small bit on the plus. Desperation's evident. The good travellers, the Dolphins, covered 8 of 13 in the state. They've covered 14 of 23. If done 6 or more, they've covered 7 of 11 of conceding 30 plus. So it's handing a spot for them. So I'll be playing the Dolphins small. These two have met twice. Storm by 8, Storm by 6. Dolphins, you'd think we'll be up to this way. Now, I'm going to take a small chance on the big plus here, but if the Storm came on this spot 50, it wouldn't be surprising either.
Jerome Hughes, you found a bit of an angle. Anytime try scorer, 280?
Yeah, they're pretty weak through the middle, the Dolphins, and Jerome Hughes hasn't been in the try-scoring form that he has been in previous years, but he's been pretty consistent over his career. It's kind of finishing around that 8 to 10 try mark. So I think just some positive regression here.
Outstanding stuff. The last game that we'll have a look at in AFL World is Fremantle versus Port Adelaide, and this is a corker. At least the AFL can hang their hat on this one at 6 o'clock over in Perth. Dockers 180, Port Adelaide $1.98, line 2.5, and 159.5 the total. Mouth-watering contest, this one for the Dockers who fight to keep their season alive.
Yeah, if all results pan out, if they need an upset first for it to make it, it's got the potential still to be a dead game here. unless they get a result earlier in the day on the Sunday, most likely. It will be a fight for Freo trying to get into the final 8, and also then it'll become a fight for Port to hold on to that second spot and get a home final, probably to play the Giants week 1. So, yeah, hopefully there's a hiccup along the way and this becomes a live game, because, yeah, we'll come down to the last game of the year, Scoot, which is always exciting for, when you got multiple supporters watching. So, Fremantle are going to have to lift here. I know they're at home, lost 3 straight, so they've done damage to themselves. Close losses to Essendon, Geelong, and GWS hasn't helped their cause. And Port, on the other hand, have won 5 straight and won 7 out of 8. So, sit second on the ladder, even though they've had a lot of news with Houston going out for 5 weeks. He's got his appeal tonight, so that always drains a club when maybe the full focus is not on where it should be. It's going to be a tough betting game, I think. Bit of money for Port. Fremantle's gone from -3 down to -2. I think it's a genuine coin flip here, Scoot. You can make a case for either one. I just think the results before it will maybe swing this betting a large portion as the results come to hand before it. So I'm going to probably stick with the over total here, Scoot. Freo last 8 games, 7 have gone over, playing at home, just loosened up a little in their scoring, and I just think if the gas goes out of the game, you got that in your advantage, and 159 seems a bit cheap. Either way, I think you get the roll anyway, but yeah, if the sting goes out of the game, it doesn't mean anything. It might get real loose, and the pressure might go out of the game. So I think there could be a big advantage with the over if that pans out.
Outstanding. All right, so keep a close eye on the Doggies Giants game, and then maybe a bit late as you can with this one, and over total is definitely the way MG is leaning towards. Drags versus Sharks Sunday at 4 o'clock is the last game we're going to have a look at for you, Toprope. $1.67 the Sharks, Dragons $2.20, 4th v 8th, so a bit on the line here.
Yeah, one of the great derbies in Australian sport, the Dragons Sharks. So, playing on the line, as you said. Sharks desperately fighting for a top 4 spot, and then you keep winning to stay off the challenges of the Dogs and the Seagulls. Dragons have miraculously found themselves inside the top 8. It's they're going to keep winning. Dolphins and plenty of other challenges are looming large. I fancy the Dolphins enough here. I wouldn't say the Dragons. It's
Dragons.
Dragons. Not a super confident bet. But they've covered 15-20 at Wollongong. I was against them last week, and Wollongong came to regret it pretty early. I'm still not convinced about the Sharks. And the numbers kind of pump the Sharks up here, but they've sort of dominated the Dragons. They've got a few key back, including Braden Sindel and T. Wilton. But I'm happy to take the Dragons. I think the money's starting to trickle into them too. So I'll be having a small bet on the red bet.
Outstanding to close out the round. Also, quick wrap up of the Olympics package. 303 units bet or something like that. 260 returns, so 13% loss at the Olympic Games in Paris. Nick, any reflections or any musings? Can't win them all. You've done 3 out of the last 4 games, but whether it be Commonwealth or Olympic Games, you've shown profit. But what was the tail of the tape from Paris?
I'm not one to cry quite poor. We got the best price on a lot of runs and watched them run a second. Like, so a good example, Spencer Lane, the rest of them, we got at 250, knowing that favourite to withdraw and jumped to $1.10 with a $1.04 favourite in the final loss. So very, very stiff on us. A few of those were just kind of went against us. But I'll be eliminating judo from the card next time round. I'll learn my lessons in judo and get right in the set and focus a little more on the shooting and the fencing and the run.
Stick to your wheelhouse there. I think it was 90 or 100 bets. Do you think you've had not enough bets or too many bets?
Not enough bets. The answer is always not enough bets. That's it.
Hopefully a couple of you guys that purchased the package enjoyed it. There was obviously a ton of work that went into it, and hopefully you found a way to profit, although Mr. Tedeschi had made a slight loss. So got 2 years to reflect on that one, but good to see that he's going to sack the judo and reflect. And 2 years is plenty of time for reflection, and might have to get the massage girl around there with a bit of steroid cream and get his hamstrings revved up for the next one. But he'll be back and better than ever, no doubt. And I think the next thing we're going to have a look at is the AFL Brownlow. So MG's Brownlow package will start cranking up in the next couple of days. So have a look at your emails there. Bookies are a bit slower than they used to be, but starting to take some shape there. And Paddy Cripps might be the big market mover, as MG has spoken about. That's a wrap from us. It's going to be interesting to see how the AFL pans out, and it's going to be a massive week in both codes. So can't wait to see how it unfolds. And MG, good luck, and enjoy the weekend's footy.
Scooty, yeah, last round, and then we'll next week we'll know what the finals is. So we'll have an early look at that, and yeah, as you said, we'll start posting a few Brownlow bets. I think today, Scoot. So get around the package. There's always they only got the teams up at the moment, the Brownlow, but there's a few good angles there early. So we'll start them off early, Scoot, to put them into this week's games as well.
Yeah, there'll be tons of markets. The bookies absolutely love it. And if anyone sees Nick Tedeschi out tonight in Sydney, specifically at the Caterpillar Club, make sure you buy him a drink. And if he's still out at 3 a.m, make sure you put him in a Uber or a taxi home and get him back to his hotel. But good luck with that one, Toprope. You're a slow learner.
I don't handle the next day well with Gio getting signed for the night out.
Oh, dear. We'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.